Hi, this is Salima, the Arabic team lead. Tagreed and Imad, can you please check the chat and respond to me?
Yeah, that's me. I'm at the Arabic interpreter. I checked the chat and I responded already. I'm waiting on the
Thank you.
phone line, waiting for the host to let me in. So if they can let me in, I can start. Thank you.
All right, just give me 1 second.
Hi, Salima. I'm not sure why on my screen um, I don't see the chat rooms, or I cannot see anything on my screen. That's why I didn't see your message. So.
Oh, okay.
Salima, can you move this
Let me-
conversation to the Arabic line? We are now recording this Zoom
Sure.
meeting.
Yeah, okay. Hi, Arisa. Hello, can you hear me? Yes. My Arabic interpreters are not.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. We're going to get started in about a minute.
Salima, can you hear me now?
All right. Thank you all for joining. We're about to get started. All right, so welcome to our Bronx Career and Technical Education CTE Virtual High School Fair. Thank you all for taking the time to join us virtually. The Career and Technical Education team is excited to collaborate with the Transition and College Access Center, the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, or MTA, and Office of School Enrollment to provide this session. Before we get started, there are Arabic, Bengali, and Spanish interpreters here tonight working on separate lines. I will now turn it over to the Arabic interpretation team to speak.
All right, this is Imad, the Arabic interpreter from Linguistica. أهلا وسهلا، أنا اسمي عماد، معاكم مترجم اللغة العربية. هنكون موجودين معاكم لترجمة اللغة العربية في رقم تليفون ظاهر دلوقتي على الشاشة. المفروض بتتصلوا بيه وبعدين بتدخلوا الرمز. الرقم ده 347 966 4114. هقوله تاني بالعربي 347 966 114 وفي رمز 71151 وبعدين شباك. شكرا. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now we'll turn it over to the Bengali interpretation to speak.
Thank you so much. বাংলায় যদি এই অনুষ্ঠানটি শুনতে চান তাহলে 347-966-4114 নম্বরে চাপ দিয়ে 499-261-321 পাউন্ড এই পিনটা প্রেস করবেন। যদি আপনারা এই অনুষ্ঠানটাতে থাকতে চান এবং দেখতে চান, তাহলে কথাগুলো শুনতে চান, তাহলে অবশ্যই আপনাদের যে কম্পিউটারের যে মিউট বাটন আছে সেটাকে আপনারা বন্ধ রাখবেন এবং আপনাদেরকে সময় দেওয়া হবে কথা বলার জন্য অনুষ্ঠানের শেষে। আবারও বলছি, নাম্বারটা হলো 347-966-4114 আর পিনটা হলো 499-261-321 পাউন্ড। ধন্যবাদ। থ্যাংক ইউ।
Thank you so much. And now I will turn it over to the Spanish interpretation team to speak.
Buenas noches a todos. Luis y yo, Luciano, vamos a ser sus intérpretes de español. Para interpretación en español, marquen con su teléfono 347-966-4114 y luego ingresen el número PIN 544301-937 numeral. Por favor, recuerden poner su teléfono en modo silencio una vez que entren a la línea, así todos pueden escuchar bien a los intérpretes.
Thank you so much. So the objective tonight is to learn more about career and technical education, CTE programs, understand how your child could benefit from a CTE program, and understand the high school admission process and how to apply to a career technical education program or CTE. The agenda is we're going to go over career and technical education, have a panel Q&A discussion with CTE schools or career and technical education schools, provide support for career and technical education programs to students. You'll hear about this through our Transition and College Access Center, which is the TCAC, and then also through our partnership with the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, MTA. And finally, we will hear about the high school admission process. And as you can see from the agenda, you will hear from multiple speakers tonight. And they will introduce themselves before they speak. And so now I'm going to take the opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Trevor Patton, and I'm with the Career and Technical Education team. Based on questions we received in the registration form, we will answer most, if not all, of your questions. If we do not, please use the Q&A icon on the bottom of your Zoom screen to ask your questions. Various team members will be able to answer them. We have a lot to cover, so let's get started. What is Career and Technical Education, or CTE? Career and Technical Education, CTE, is a term applied to schools, institutions, and educational programs that specialize in the skills trade, applied sciences, minor technologies, and career preparation. It was formerly called vocational education. Today, it has grown to mean a lot more. In New York City, all current CTE, or Career and Technical Education schools, offer high-tech and modernized programs aligned to labor market demands, with robust industry partnerships allowing students to master core academic subjects while gaining work-based learning experience via internships outside of the classroom. That was a lot of information, so we'll spend the next few minutes unpacking that info. Again, what is Career and Technical Education, or CTE? CTE programs provide high school students with the industry-specific courses, skills, work experience, and certifications to succeed in the competitive New York City economy. CTE students are skilled, motivated, and committed to their futures. So why should you choose Career and Technical Education, or CTE? The mission of our CTE programs is to ensure all students graduate college and career ready, and to provide a high-value strategy to support both students' post-secondary aspirations and the strength of the city's economy. Students who graduate from career and technical education programs may choose to continue at a college or university, go directly into the workforce, select technical training programs, apprenticeships, or schools that specialize in their chosen field of interest, or some combination of all of the above. So CTE programs present many opportunities for students. Here you can see our stats, and from the slides you see our students graduate at a higher rate than the New York City average. English language learners and students with individualized education plans, or IEPs, in CTE programs graduate at a higher rate than the average English language learner and students with IEPs in New York City high schools. As a point of clarification, English language learners, or ELLs, are students whose home language is not English and need support learning English. Career and technical education programs prepare students for careers and the working world, and one way we do this is through our CTE Advisory Council and Commission meetings. These commissions ensure we stay on top of industry trends. They help us make strategic decisions that allow us to build strong CTE programs that set up our students for college and career success. So on this slide, I like to call the 3 pillars of career and technical education, CTE. We have rigorous academics and industry certifications. So students must pass 44 academic credits, and 7 of those credits are from technical programs, depending on their CTE track. They also earn stackable industry validated certification that will help them on their career path. We also have work-based learning. Work-based learning experience include career days, job shadow, and mock interviews. They help students connect what they're learning in the classroom to what they will be experiencing on their job. Then we have post-secondary institutional articulations. And these are agreements that we have with CUNY, which are City University of New York institutions, and SUNY State University of New York, and other institutions. They can provide, they can earn college credit or advanced standing or preferential placement and even college scholarships. Next, I would go into each of these pillars in greater detail. So here listed, you will see New York City's 16 areas of study that we offer through our schools. Most of these programs are informed by our commission meetings, which I mentioned earlier. For our law and public safety programs, they are supported by our Justice Resource Center. The Justice Resource Center is New York City's leading provider of law-related and civic education programs that are geared to diverse school-age populations. Students learn about the functions of government, their role and responsibility as citizens, and develop a heightened respect for the law. Each school is paired with a mentor law firm, and students receive one-on-one guidance on advocacy from experienced and professional attorneys. Since we have a limited amount of time, I will just dive deeper into one area of study. Here is information about our media, technology, and design sector. As you can see there, it includes a variety of different programs. The chair of the commission and different commission members are on display here. So stackable credentials are another component of career and technical education, or CTE. These are a series of exams that lead to recognized certifications like becoming an Adobe certified associate. They are helpful to students in both the career and college pathway. And this is an example of showing how you could save over $200 by participating in a media, technology, and design program, and students may take those exams. As mentioned earlier, CTE students are in a position to become college and career ready. This is a list of our articulation agreement with our CUNY, or City University of New York partners. Each college credit can save anywhere between $200 and $500, depending on the CUNY or City University institution, and a lot more for other colleges. This represents a career pathway that includes both college and career, highlighting the potential earning power in that sector. So here you see a cost estimator can make up to $81,000 a year as a starting salary. Work-based learning opportunities. So all students are provided with a full range of opportunities throughout their engagement in career-related programs of study, with the opportunity to participate in authentic work-based learning experiences at each level of the work-based learning continuum. Employers and community partners provide WBL opportunities that make sense for their organization, that work for the business, and provide direct benefits to the student, the employer, and the school. Displayed here are the following 3 levels of work-based learning continuum, where we say WBL. So usually in 9th and 10th grade, students participate in career awareness activities, which include like guest speakers, career days, workplace tours. Around 10th and 11th grade, they participate in career exploration activities, which include industry-led projects, informational interviews, and job shadowing. And 11th and 12th grade, our students are participating in career preparation activities. So this is workplace challenges, internships, apprenticeships, activities of those nature. So now let's talk about our schools, so you know which schools participate in the wonderful opportunity presented by CTE programs or career and technical education programs. So we have our 9 to 14 early college and career schools. Students at these schools participate in a 6-year scope and sequence of high school and college. So they have early access to college and taking courses towards an associate degree. They also participate in work-based learning and have a industry connection that supports them through their career pathway. Here we have our specialized CTE, specialized high schools. And 4 of the 9 specialized high schools have CTE programs or career technical education programs. During this event, we are highlighting the Bronx schools and their programs. The next few slides will review which schools in the Bronx have CTE programs. So as you can see here, Academy for Language of Technology, they have computer software and media, Academy for Information Technology. So those are the 2 programs that they have at that school. I won't go through every slide just for the sake of time, but this will be sent out to everyone who registered. I just want to highlight Alfred E. Smith as they will be one of the speakers during the panel. As you can see, they have graphic design, automotive technician, and auto body. We have Bronx Aerospace with pre-engineering. Bronx Design and Construction Academy is another school that will be participating in the panel. As you can see, they have a number of different career and technical education programs. Bronx Early College Academy for Teaching and Learning, Bronx Engineering and Technology Academy. We also have, as you can see, throughout the Bronx, we have different CTE programs. So students can choose a school that is aligned to their career path. We also have Crotona and Health Education and Research Occupations, 2 schools that will also be talking during the panel. And as you see, so I know that's a lot of schools, and I will be sending the PowerPoint afterwards, but you can also go to our website to look through borough and the career cluster to find a good match that is aligned to your child's interest and is close to the neighborhood. So now we'll have a school panelist. And so the questions, again, were sourced from the registration form. And sorry, now you have an opportunity to hear from our career and technical education schools. And to get us started, I will call on each school to talk a little bit about their school and program. First, we have Alfred E. Smith, CTE High School.
Okay. Good afternoon or good evening. My name is Joseph Marcus. I represent Alfred E. Smith High School, our automotive program, and the graphic arts program, and I'm going to talk about the collision repair program. The purpose of our school is to prepare students for what comes next after they graduate, and get them in a position where they can do a career either in the graphic designs or the automotive field. Both trades have a lot to offer students. There's a lot of money to be made, whether you're the hands-on type of person who likes to get dirty or the one who is the creative person, the artistic person. There is something for you in our school when it comes to opportunities to make money. And our students, when they come to our school, they start with the trades immediately. When they come in the 9th grade, they have access to work with the trades, work with, whether it's with the automotive, with the tools, and different equipments and working on cars, over the graphic arts. They start immediately learning the basics of design and how to use their creativity to, in the end, make money. In the end, that's what CTE is about, is putting you in a position where you can make money, take care of yourself, take care of your family, be a successful adult somewhere down the line. And that's what we try to prepare our students for. We also have Ms. Silva, if you want to talk about some of the entrance requirements for our school, that'd be nice.
Yeah. Hi, good evening. Welcome, everyone. My name is Lorraine Silva. I'm one of the guidance counselors here at the school. And as Mr. Marcus mentioned, we have an excellent graphic design as well as an automotive program. So as far as admissions, we're looking for students that are willing to work hard. We have a very strong culture around preparing students to become both college and career ready. So our students do work hard academically. They are active in our advanced placement or AP classes, as well as College Now, which is, as was mentioned earlier, students taking classes in high school to earn college credits. And then as far as our CTE programs, while students are participating and working toward their certification, they are very active in earning internships and active in work-based learning programs, as well as all sorts of after-school activities and programs in those areas to expand their knowledge and readiness in those fields. So we are looking for students who are committed to both the academics and the CTE, who have strong attendance. It's important to be present every day for our programs because they build on what happens a day earlier. So attendance is certainly important part of admission. And really students who are willing to grow and explore their talents and possible careers in these three fields. And I believe we also have the graphics department with us as well, and they can speak a little bit about the graphic program. Is the graphics team here?
Hi, yeah. My name is Jose Contreras. I teach the 11th and 12th grade graphic design. My colleagues mentioned a lot, so I'll just talk about a little bit about our shops. So we have full actual working shops. We take in live work. The graphics department has 3 computer labs, 1 full print shop where we actually design and print clothing for real name brands, for real companies out in the industry. The auto department actually does the exact same thing. So they have a brand new collision repair shop, which I'm surprised Mr. Marcus didn't mention. We have $1 million.
We didn't get to it yet.
We have $1 million automotive repair shop that takes live customers. Customers come in, they can bring their car. The students work on the cars and they pay. They pay to get their cars repaired. Customers actually pay to get their cars repaired. So it's a real CTE program. It's not just a CTE program on paper, but it's a real program. We have live internships where the students get paid in the school building and outside the school building to do their job. And that's what we call it, a job, because it's a real CTE school.
One other thing I wanted to mention is we have a 98% graduation rate. So our students are doing.
You're cutting out, Mr. Marcus.
So we have a 98% graduation rate, and our students do pretty well. And we work hard to make sure we keep that graduation rate high. So.
Also, the graduation rate was that high before the pandemic as well. It's not like it just happened because of the pandemic.
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Next, we have Bronx Design and Construction Academy.
Hello, good evening. My name is Orville Bothwain. I'm along here with Mr. Hicks. My role in Bronx Design and Construction Academy is one of the instructors in heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and I'm also the work-based learning coordinator. Our high school is very unique in the sense of you'll never find another school with all these programs housed under one roof. Anything that deals with design and actually putting up a structure to completion, that's what we deal with. So as you can see here on the screen, our programs and all 5 of our programs are state approved, where we have carpentry, we have architectural drafting, plumbing technology, heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and electrical installation and practice. The 5 pathways lead you to what we call a CTE endorsement, which basically prepares you for what comes after high school, world of work. With this endorsement, you can enter the industry in many different areas, whether it's an MTA, whether it's a local union, whether it's a private sole proprietor business, or you can become an entrepreneur and start your own business. It leads you to success. Most of us who are teachers are probably products of the CTE education. And starting out in the industry, you can make anywhere from $40,000 to $50,000 to start. And within a short time of 3 to 4 years, you'll be at $90,000. Very easy. So it's very, very worthwhile to go to a CTE high school. Mr. Hicks, on the other hand, is the guidance counselor and also the college advisor. And he could tell you a little bit more about the admissions process, what we're looking for in a student coming to our school.
Hi, this is Mr. Hicks, guidance counselor for mainly the 12th grade, as well as a college advisor for Bronx Design. So in essence, we're looking for a student who has high attendance and is willing simply to commit to the programs and explore. So we have a program that is architecture, where students have to commit prior to enrolling. They have to start that program in 9th grade. All the other students who come in general building trades will have a 9th grade rotation, whereas they will rotate among the other building trades that we have and choose one starting in the 10th grade. From the 10th grade on, they will be in the trade of their choice and potentially graduate with the endorsement of their choice. We are a college and career school, so what that means is that we do focus on both, and we expect students to at least apply to college in their 12th grade year and make a decision of what they want to do afterwards. So we are complex in that way, and we're generally again looking for students who would like to commit to our program and just become lifelong learners.
Okay, so again, it's very unique to go to a CTE school. What your life is like in the 9th grade is you come in, and if you're on a construction track, you will experience each one of these trades for about 9 weeks. And then you get to select which trade is best for you. If you're in architecture, from the 9th grade, you'll be studying architecture for 4 years until you graduate. On the internship side, the 9th and 10th grade is more awareness. You do guest speakers, you do job site, job shadowing a little bit. When you become an 11th and 12th graders, we do actual in the field, hands-on internships. So you will be sent to a site with a supervisor, and you will work with that supervisor for numerous amount of hours, whether it's 60 hours or whether it's 100 hours, depending on the internship, and the internship is paid, right? So you could be 16 years old making $15 an hour for 100 hours, you do the math, right? So you'll get a nice piece of change in your pocket. The biggest thing with the school, as Mr. Hicks said, we're a college and career ready school. So you have to be able to maintain your academic courses along with your CTE courses. And that's the biggest thing with any school. All right, we have a couple of shops that's being modernized. We have a plumbing shop that's being modernized. We have a welding shop that's being modernized. We have a carpentry shop that's being modernized also. So as you're coming in, we're staying on the latest cutting edge of every field. And that's it. Hope to see you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I'm not sure. Crotona International High School. I think we may have lost her. Now we'll go back. I know we have Health Education and Research Occupation High School. There was a question in the chat about nursing programs. So I thought this was a great segue to that.
Right. Thank you, Trevor.
No problem.
Good evening. My name is Kimberly Smith, and I'm the Work-Based Learning Coordinator from Hero High School, which stands for, as you see on your screen, Health Education and Research Occupations High School. We are a 9 through 14 high school, and our partnerships are with Montefiore Hospital and Hostos Community College. We currently offer certifications at our school in LPN, EMT, and CNA. And if students decide that they want to stay with us after graduation, they can attain their associate's degree in either nursing or community health. We also have a very robust CTE work-based learning program. So just like some of the other schools were saying, in the 9th grade, we offer the career awareness, job shadowing. And in the summer of the 9th grade, once students complete the 9th grade, students have an opportunity to apply for a paid internship. Once students are in the 11th grade, they can begin working at Montefiore Hospital under a doctor or a nurse or whatever other healthcare worker they may be interested in. Our partnership with Hostos, we work with Hostos Community College, and students are able to start taking college classes in the 10th grade. If students come in with regents already attained, they can start in the 9th grade, but the college classes begin in the 10th grade. We also develop our healthcare career curriculum. Yes, we also begin our healthcare career curriculum. We also have our healthcare career curriculum with Hostos Community College, and we work with the professors and Montefiore Hospital to develop the curriculum to make sure that we're at the cutting edge of what's happening. That's about it about our program. Thank you.
Thank you. And I know that we have Crotona here. I'm going to go back and give them a chance to share information about their school.
Hello, yeah, I didn't have access before. My name is Yvonne Tejada, and I'm a CTE teacher at Crotona International in the Bronx. I teach specifically graphic design and multimedia arts. Our program is 4 years program, 3 for some students because of the nature of our school. We're an international school, we're in the international networks, which means that 100% of our students are new to the city, to the country. They've been here no more than 4 years. So we are all international, including the staff. About our program is focused on recording arts and technology. And basically the students start learning graphic design and foundation of the arts and multimedia in general. And they go to their 11 and 12th grade from 9 and 10. And they start learning about video and audio editing. They become more in the technician level or they're artistic, depends what path they decide. They work with Bronx Net, one of our partners, and other local studios. Depending on the year, we change the program, we change the experience of the internships. And we also work with our ELA students very strongly, because most of our students are, since they are new, they might not really speak the language. So that's a very strong program that we have too with our students. Regarding, as all of you have here from other schools, we also are working with Hostos and BMCC, and at least we have every year around 20 students that they will transfer to one of their programs, or they will go to Lehman College or LaGuardia. It depends of their choices. And to not extend too much, something that it's become very positive in our community and for our school is that the program was just recertified this year, which means that we have a fresh and new program for our students. And I'm really looking forward to have more students in our school that are interested to become artists in multimedia, graphic design, photography, or video and audio editing. So welcome to Crotona if you have any questions for me.
Great, thank you so much.
you.
And so through the intro, I feel like most of our panelists in schools spoke a little bit about this, but what are the specific admission requirements for your school? And I'll start with Alfred E. Smith.
All right. So let's see. Ms. Silva, you want to take that question?
Yeah, so our graphic arts and design program is a screened program, and our automotive program is an ed-opt program. Again, things that we're hoping for in terms of students interested in attending our school are students that are committed to moving forward and pursuing the courses in our CTE programs. So students that are interested in graphics, students that are interested in the auto. These are 4-year programs. They sequence for 4 years. So we're looking for students who are willing to commit as they come in 9th grade to a 4-year program of our CTE, while at the same time, as mentioned earlier in the presentation, committing to their academic courses and with an openness to more rigorous courses, our AP courses, our College Now program. This year, we just started a College Now program in the graphic arts and design, which will enable students starting in the 10th grade and working through 12th grade to earn 19 college credits by the time they graduate from high school. So there are a lot of academic opportunities that, when paired with their CTE endorsement and experience that they receive throughout their 4 years with us, not only with our internships, but with the experience you receive in the building and in our courses, that students are really prepared at the time of graduation. So when we look at admissions, that's what we're looking to see, students who are interested in pursuing those areas.
I would like to add something.
Yes, Mr. Contreras.
Yeah, in the graphics program, although we're a screen program, we're not looking for any portfolios or anything. So all we really look for is attendance. So if you have really good attendance, you have a good chance of getting into our program, and we teach you everything from scratch. So you're not required to come in with any particular art skills, because we do all of that in the school. Also, the advanced placement program in the 11th grade, all students take advanced placement in the 11th grade, and they're eligible for college credit if they pass the AP portfolio. And our first year was 2 years ago. We had a 97% passing rate. This past current exam, which took place in the spring, we have 100% passing rate in the AP.
And that's during a pandemic.
Yeah. But even before the pandemic,
yes,
yeah, we had a very high passing rate.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. Just for the purpose of time, I'll ask a different question to another school. So what does freshman year look like at your school? And I'll turn that over to Crotona.
It's very particular because, as I mentioned, Crotona International welcomes new immigrants to the city. So most of our students, at least in my case, 9 and 10, 95% of my students are Hispanic or Latin, either coming from South America, Central America, and the Caribbean. Therefore, it's most of our students speak Spanish. In my case, I'm a Spanish speaker, my first language. So it really helps in the support of their welcoming to the new culture and the new community. But that's in the case of my school. So freshman year looks like that, but we also have a big percentage of students that they just speak English and they've been in the country for longer. So we also cater to that community. And freshman year, it is a very exciting year. They're learning new technology. They're learning about the program, and they're meeting new friends. So, as I say, it is very exciting for our community because of the nature of the school, and that's basically how it is.
Thank you.
Yep.
Our next question, does your school offer any clubs or sports? And I will turn that over to Hiro.
Hi, yes. We offer a numerous amount of clubs and sports. We are very active in PSAL. So we have all of the normal PSAL sports: basketball, indoor track, softball, baseball, outdoor track. We also offer a numerous amount of clubs, after school clubs. We have the Natural Hair Care Club, we have an anime club, chess, dance club, cheer. And if a student is interested in creating a club, you can get together with your friends and we can offer that club as well, as long as we have a teacher that's involved. We have a science club. We have a mentoring and medicine club where we work with Montefiore Hospital and do work with the doctors, and they help with organizing the curriculum for the club. And it's a very hands-on experience because a lot of times students that want to go into the healthcare field cannot get into the hospital until age 16, but we start doing some hands-on experiences after school beginning in 9th grade in the healthcare field so students can start getting their feet wet. We have a CPR club that we do after school. And we have another smaller club with the EMT.
Great, thank you. Mm-hmm. And so the last question we have is, how do you support students with individualized education plans and English language learners? And I'll turn that to BDCA.
All right, so we definitely have two amazing social workers who support our students with IEPs, and they support in almost every area from mandated counseling to transition. In addition to that, we service English language learners, students who are coming from 15 one-to-one, and ICT students. We treat our students all the same, and we try to make sure that all of our students are serviced, and that's like a seamless process. So yes, we do service all of our students in that regard, and our IEP students also get separate. We have a separate and more intentional meeting with them towards the end of the year in the spring to ensure that they have a solid college and career plan in addition to our general student population. So.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And thank you to our schools. And as a reminder, I saw a couple of questions in the chat. The schools that we have represented is Alfred E. Smith CTE High School, Bronx Design and Construction Academy, Crotona International High School, and Health Education and Research Occupations High School, also known as HERO. Feel free to use the Q&A function if you have additional questions for our schools as we move on with the presentation. Thank you again to our schools for doing the panel and sharing such wonderful information. Next, we have the Transition in College Access Center. So the last question referenced students with IEPs, and our colleagues at the Transition in College Access Center support schools with students they are with the Division of Specialized Instruction and Student Support, so they are able to support students with IEPs. And so the Transition in College Access Access Center supports families and schools by facilitating a seamless transition for students from school to adult life. All students are provided with experiences that foster their academic, social, emotional, and vocational growth and excellence, facilitating multiple pathways to graduation and success after high school. And that is their mission statement. And due to time, what I will do is just really highlight how they support our CTE schools. So they offer customized support for students with disabilities in CTE schools through career planning, career zone, customized lesson plans, industry-based testing accommodation, workforce development, and vocational assessment. They also provide internship opportunities through their TOPS program, which stands for Training Opportunities Program, and that is offered to students. They also work with Summer Youth Employment, the Summer Youth Employment Program, to provide, again, summer youth employment for our students. And here you'll see a list of the transition and college access centers. They're located in different schools, as well as DOE building, Department of Education buildings. And so this is kind of the information. If you have any questions, we will be sending this PowerPoint out for folks to reference. And now I'd like to turn it over to our partners at the MTA. They have been so instrumental in providing work-based learning opportunities to our students, as well as apprenticeship opportunities. So now I'd like to introduce Jennifer Buchanan.
Thank you, Trevor. So hello, everyone. Thank you for having me here today. Again, my name is Jennifer Buchanan, and I am here this evening to talk to you about the relationship we have with the CTE high schools and the various career paths that we have at the MTA. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So at the MTA, I'm sure mostly everybody online today is familiar with the MTA, but some people do not know that we have about 9 agencies that we operate. So we have MTA Bridges and Tunnels, MTA Bus Company, MTA Construction and Development. Construction and Development actually oversees the budget and special projects. We have MTA Headquarters, which oversees all of the agencies. We have Long Island Railroad and Metro North, which operates our commuter rails. And we have MTA New York City Transit, which operates our subways and our buses. And we have Staten Island Railway, which operates the commuter rail on Staten Island, and MapStole, which is our bus service in the Manhattan and the Bronx. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Okay, so we have a variety of internship opportunities that are available for high school students. The one that is directly affiliated with the MTA is our CTE internship program. Now with this CTE internship program, you have to be a junior or a senior, and the student can either intern with us during the school year or during the summertime. In order to get to be enrolled with the CTE internship program, the students have to reach out to their school career counselor, and they in turn will get in touch with grant associates. We also have SYEP, which is a program that Trevor mentioned previously. SYEP, our participating providers are LaGuardia or Medgar Evers. So if you wanted your child to do an internship with us, you would have to choose LaGuardia or Medgar Evers as the provider, and in turn, you could possibly have an internship with New York City Transit. We also have our Work, Learn, and Grow program that's also affiliated with LaGuardia and Medgar Evers, and in order to join those last 2 internship programs, you would have to go online at newyorkcity.gov and look up DYCD. Next slide, please. Okay, so we also have a apprenticeship program, which is affiliated with New York City Transit buses and subways. Unfortunately, at this time, the apprenticeship is on a bit of a hiatus due to our budget constraints. But we hope by the time your child graduates, the program would be in gear again. Last year was our last intake of apprenticeship program. So unfortunately for this year, 2020 and 2021, we do not have apprentices. But just so for your information, you should know that a majority of the apprentices for buses, we've gotten apprentices from Alfred E. Smith. If you look at the little picture in the corner, all those students in that corner are from Alfred E. Smith High School. They finished their apprenticeship program by now, and they are actually maintainers now. We've had apprentices from BDCA, Westinghouse, Transit Tech, a whole host of CTE high schools that we have received apprentices from. The qualifications in order to become an apprentice, you have to have an overall GPA of 75. You have to have a recommendation from your high school instructor or the principal. You must be a permanent resident, and no more than 5 latenesses or 5 absences within an academic year. The length of the apprenticeship program once you come to transit is from 24 months to 36 months. You're considered a full-time employee, and the starting salary right now is $22.69. You have your access to your commuter pass, which is you get to ride the subways and the trains for free, on-the-job training, pension plan, tuition reimbursement after 1 year of employment. Next slide, please. So this just gives you a little chart of our entry-level positions. If you look at the top, you have your mechanical apprentice, which is the automotive, your electrical apprentice, which is the electrical students usually go to subways, but we do have electrical apprentices in our buses as well. They usually work at the bus depots. We have your entry-level positions without being apprentice, anybody could apply for these, is your transit electrical helper and your maintainer helper. Transit electrical helper actually will be open for filing in this coming January for senior students. So if you happen to know a senior who's in an electrical program within a CTE school, you may want to advise them to be on the lookout for transit electrical helper. That's something they may be interested in filing for. Maintainers helper, and if you look down at cleaner mechanic helper, we accept students right out of high school. All they have to do is take the exam and be a graduating senior. Next slide, please. So cleaner maintainer helper. What does a cleaner maintainer helper do? This is an entry-level position as well. They clean, sweep, and wash buses at depots. They move refuse containers, pallets, and other items using forklifts. At the end of this title, within a year, they'll be eligible to move on into the maintainer helper title, which is when they actually work on the buses doing auto mechanic work. The starting salary is $17.32. In the 6th year, they go up to $28 and change. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Okay. So in the skill trades, I had a little video there, but I'm not going to show it. I don't think we have enough time. So there are some titles that these are not our entry level titles, but these are titles that one can promote into. So these are our skilled trade titles. So you have a bus maintainer. They do auto body work. They're promoted from the maintainer helper title, and so is for the bus maintainer B auto mechanic. All our structure maintainers, our light maintainers, electronic equipment maintainers, they usually promote from our transit electrical helper title. Now we have our professional career titles. A lot of people don't know that transit employs a whole host of other different titles as well. I always say that we can employ every title that you can think of except for cooks and chefs. So if you see here, we have doctors and nurses, we have lawyers, we have HR specialists, transportation planners, architects, engineers. We have all sorts of titles that one can apply for and start a career at transit. Now, this is our examination schedule. I can't see, but if you scroll down, I believe in January, you could see that there's a title there for transit electrical helper. That's the title that I just mentioned. And for those of you who may have alumni that are seasoned auto mechanics, they may be interested in our bus maintainer chassis position that is going to be open the first Friday in December. So this is our examination schedule. We have different openings every month. You just take a look on a monthly basis. Exams open the first Friday of every month and usually close the last Tuesday of every month. So this is the way you can stay connected with us. You can follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook as our MTA New York City Transit, and Twitter. And this is our exam information hotline. If you have any questions about our exams, you could call the hotline, or you could simply just look at our website at www.mto.info/employment. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And as you mentioned, MTA has been such a supportive partner with CTE, so I'm so happy that they were able to share the wonderful opportunities at their organization.
Thank you, my pleasure.
Next, we have the high school admissions process. So I saw a lot of questions in the chat about how can they apply to schools, like what are the admissions requirements. So now I will turn it to the high school admissions team to go over the process.
Hi, folks. Thank you for joining today. My name is Lita Roman, and I am presenting from the Office of Student Enrollment. I'm here with my colleagues, Amy, Marina, and Christian, who are answering questions in the chat. I am born and raised in New York City, was a teacher for many, many years in the Bronx and also in East Harlem. And I went through the process myself as a kid and as a parent here in New York City. So I was once sitting where you are, and I'm always really, really grateful to be sharing with each of you. So I am going to stop my video as I present on high school admissions. Next slide, please. So as you've heard from our colleagues here about CTE, we just want to add that about CTE programs and high school admissions. Over 100 high schools do have CTE programs, and you can apply to high schools with CTE programs. When the high school admissions process opens this winter, you can start your high school application then. And that is one of the questions that I saw in the Q&A. And we're going to talk about this in the next few minutes. Next slide. So who can participate in high school admissions? There are just a few things that you need. Firstly, you need to be a current 8th grade student or a current 9th grade student who has not repeated 9th grade. And all that means is that you are in 9th grade for the very first time. Students must be current residents of New York City, either in public DOE or our charter schools, either in private or our parochial schools, or a homeschool family. Next slide. We just want to pause and talk very quickly about English language learners and how we support English language learners. English language learners, we also call them ELL, can apply to any high school in New York City. All high schools must provide services for students who are learning English, and English language learners are eligible for supports and for accommodations on our admissions related tests and auditions. Next slide. Some high school programs are designed specifically for students who are learning English or are new to this country, and these programs admit students based on 3 criteria: home language, years in this country, and English proficiency. We also want to talk about students with disabilities. Students with individualized education programs, known as an IEP, may apply to any high school program in New York City. All high schools must provide services for students with an IEP. IEPs are also known as IESPs, or learning programs at private or independent schools. Next slide. In high school admissions, students are considered for offers in 2 seat groups in admissions, and this is based on a student's IEP. Students with disabilities, these are students who receive special education instructional programming for more than 20% of their academic program. Just want to reiterate the word more than 20%, and it is academic program. And so what that means is that it does not include OT, occupational therapy, PT, physical therapy, or counseling. And general education are all other students. Next slide, please. Students with accessibility needs. You can learn about a school's accessibility by visiting or by contacting the school directly. In the high school and in the specialized high school admissions guide, as well as online in My Schools, and we're going to look at My Schools later on in this presentation as well. Next slide. So there are 2 pathways to high school admissions. On your left, we have the high school application, which has more than 700 programs. Of these more than 700, 290 of them are CTE programs, and they are all across the 5 boroughs, not only in the Bronx. You can explore programs and start your application. You will list your programs in your true preference order, and you will then submit your high school applications. This results in up to 1 offer, and you may receive waitlist offers as well. Moving along to your right side of the screen, we have our specialized high schools, and we have 8 testing schools and 1 audition school. And I did see a question in our Q&A. 3 of our specialized high schools do have CTE programs. That is Brooklyn Technical High School in the Bronx, Staten Island, out on Staten Island, and LaGuardia has 1 program out of their 6 programs that is also a CTE program. And you can register for the SHSAT and or for LaGuardia auditions. You will then take the SHSAT and or audition for LaGuardia, and this will result in up to 1 SHSAT offer. That's one of the 8 testing schools, and up to 1 offer for each audition. Next slide, please. So we do hear some noise coming in. If you can mute yourself. If you can mute yourself, that would be great. Okay, thank you. So we have 3 ways for folks to learn about high schools or about schools. We have the first one on the left is our admissions guide. This is our print directory. This is usually mailed out in May and June when students are in their 7th grade year, but because schools shut down on March 16, we were not able to mail it at the end of last school year. We did mail it in October, about a month ago, and to the schools that were open because some hotspots were closed. But this directory is also at myschools.nyc, and you can learn more about schools at myschools.nyc, and you could also talk or visit virtually with a family welcome center for support. Next slide, please. So you can learn about high school admissions, as I mentioned, in our guide. This is 1 guide, 2 guides and 1 book. This was formerly known as the high school directory. It was a big, big, thick book. And then about a year ago, we made it a slimmed down version. And this year, we have now created one book and 2 guides. So the front side, or one of the sides, talks about high school and specialized high schools. You will learn all about the 700 plus high schools, or rather programs across the more than 400 high schools. And then you flip it over and it's the guide to the SHSAT, and that is for the 8 testing specialized high schools. This guide is available in our 10 official DOE languages. So you will find it here, linked at this link here, which we will share with you before we leave today. And it may be at your current school, but it's definitely online. Please keep in mind that due to the pandemic, the dates that are printed, because we went to print prior to the shutdown, have changed since. Next slide, please. So we want to do a quick walkthrough, and we know we have about 7 minutes. We want to do a quick walkthrough of how to explore schools and how to explore programs at myschools.nyc. This is year-round. You can go to this enrollment platform to explore school and your program options. And when the application process opens, you can build your application and go ahead and hit submit. Please go to the next slide. So here's how My Schools, the very first, the landing page looks like, and it's myschools.nyc. And it looks like this. It's for all of our admissions processes. We have about 4 elementary processes. We have middle school, and of course we have high school. Next slide. This is translated into our 9 official DOE languages other than English, and you will click translate up on the upper right, and you will click your designated language or your preferred language if it is one of our 9 official languages. Next slide, please. You will then scroll down from this page and click on the big blue bar that says Browse the School Directory. And you will just click on Start Browsing, and you will then see, please go to the next slide, this. So, and this is available for you to do right now. The application is not yet open. However, My Schools is available year-round. My Schools at NYC available on your computer, on your tablet, on your cell phone. Here you will explore schools and programs. You see on the right-hand side of the screen is a map. And then on the left are the list of New York City high schools. Next slide, please. We have filters, tons of filters. This filter here, this is a question that came up quite a few times in the Q&A, are how to find CTE programs. And you can just click more filters, drop down, you scroll down, and you will come to this where it says Career and Technical Education, CTE, and you could click on that and then click on Apply. You can also add more filters. For example, you can add maybe just the Bronx because you don't want your child traveling to Manhattan or to Staten Island or to Queens, or you can click on Bronx and Manhattan. You can click on Uniform School. Many, many, many filters to drill down to exactly what you are looking for your child as you explore schools and explore programs. Please, please do explore CTE programs. Next slide, please. I think we have one more slide. Okay. If we don't, okay, so here we go. What comes next? We ask folks to please make an appointment with your current school counselor, explore schools and programs at myschools.nyc. Here's the website right here. You can watch our video series. We weren't able to meet with our families the way we usually do in September. So we have created a series of videos, and you can find that at schools.nyc.gov/hi. And later this fall, you will receive your welcome letter. Not yet available, but you will receive it very shortly. At that time, you will be able to create your My Schools account. You will be able to log in and to register to take the SHSAT and or audition for any of LaGuardia's 6 high school programs. And you can log in and start your high school application. Next slide, please. Please do stay connected with us. You can get updates and announcements. We don't have information just yet about when the Shazat, for example, the SHSAT is going to be administered at this time. I did see some questions, but we invite you to sign up here to get email notifications, and that's at schools.nyc.gov/sign up. We will provide you with admissions tips, give you information about events, key dates and reminders, and of course, any changes to the process or to the timeline, we know we will share it with you. Please explore schools and programs at myschool.nyc, and you will also find high schools information with regard to their virtual tours and their virtual open houses. We don't want you to miss that. So please do visit our website, schools.nyc.gov/hi and schools.nyc.gov/SHS. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I know there were lots of questions about the process, so thank you for walking us through it. Just to let you know, upcoming CTE virtual open houses, Alfred E. Smith every other Thursday beginning December 3rd will be providing a virtual open house. You can go to their website to find out more information. And we are ending right on schedule. And so this is our third fair. We kicked it off on the 16th with our partners at the Division of Multilingual Learners. We will be having one December 2nd for Brooklyn and December 5th for Manhattan and Staten Island. You are welcome to join those fairs as well. We will be sending this presentation out at the end for all those who registered. And if you didn't register, I think I have a couple of emails that I will add to this listserv. For questions, please email ctenyc@strongschools.nyc, and feel free to visit our website for more information. I would like to thank you all for your time. I thank all our school and panelists and colleagues for joining us this evening. And I hope that everyone stays safe and enjoys the Thanksgiving break. Have a good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Good night.